Hey guys, so today I wanted to do a foundation first impressions and wear test on the Cover FX Power Play foundation. Now I am using the shade G40, so this is only just launched in Sephora in Australia, I believe. But I'm really excited to give it a go. I haven't tried a lot of things from Cover FX, but what I have tried I really like. So super interested to see how this one goes. So this foundation is described as a modern matte weightless full coverage foundation. It has a matte finish and it's recommended for more combination to oily skin types, which is exactly what my skin type is in summer. So in winter I'm definitely a little bit more dry, but in summertime I find I'm a bit more combination. So I find that like the bottom half of my face is usually just normal, but my forehead can get quite oily. So typically in hot weather I will go for a mattifying finish foundation just because it'll last throughout the day on me and it just is a little bit more comfortable to wear when you get a little bit oily throughout the day. So it says the three main key benefits are that it's a weightless full coverage foundation, so it's innovative high impact pigments, provides sweat-proof and waterproof full coverage with color true all day wear. So I'm assuming what it means by color true is that it stays true to color from application to end of the day, like it's not going to change or oxidize throughout the day. It has a modern matte finish, a trio of ultra fine powders invisibly control the shine, and weightless blur pores for an airbrush effect. Ooh, I like the sound of that. Love some airbrushing. So it says it's next level environmental protection. So it contains fermented algae, which helps to protect against urban pollutants and free radicals. So for application, it says to shake well before use, apply to a well moisturized and primed skin with a foundation brush, sponge, or fingertips and blend well. It says to layer to build coverage as desired and follow with a setting powder to extend wear and minimize transfer. And it comes in 40 shades, which is great. So the shades are here on the back. You've got pink undertones, you've got neutral, and you have golden. This is just a printout, so I'm not exactly sure if those colors are super true to what they really look like, but let me just get my phone and have a look on Sephora. So it looks like the shade range goes relatively dark. So it retails for $44 USD. That's the entire shade range there in one little snapshot. Looks like it does go fairly light and it does go fairly dark. So it's 44 USD and then 65 Australian. So I have already moisturized using my Dermalogica Active Moist. This is my favorite daytime or nighttime moisturizer. It just goes really well under like any makeup. Like I find it pairs well with every single foundation I own. Then I went in with a combination of, first off, the Fix Plus from MAC. I always start by spritzing my face with this. I just feel like it makes my skin feel a little bit more hydrated. And then I primed using my Too Faced Hangover Primer. This is my favorite like moisturizing hydrating primer. So whenever I do foundation reviews, I do prefer to stick to using products that I know work really well for my skin, and that's my holy grail. So I always like to use that when I'm doing a foundation review. And I'm going to be using my Sigma F80 Flat Top Kabuki, and then I'll use my Huda Beauty sponge on my right side. So all of the brushes and products I use will be listed in the description box for you guys. I am a Sigma affiliate, so I do have a discount code with Sigma, so you can use Hannah at checkout and that'll take 10% off your orders all year round, and they're always listed in the description box for you guys. So let's give this a good shake. The packaging is plastic, so it has like it's a plastic lid, I'm pretty sure, but the way it's coated it looks like it's metal, and then the bottle itself is actually a plastic tube, so it's going to be very travel friendly, which is awesome. Oh, it's like a dropper. What the? I had no idea that's what the applicator was like. It's like a squeezy tube. Wow. So that is what it looks like. It looks like an eyedropper or something, like it's a little squeezy tube foundation. I had no idea. So I have G40 Plus. I can't remember if I said the plus in my intro or not, but it's G40 Plus. And I do actually have the G40 Plus powder, which is like a really good shade for me when I'm heavily fake tanned. I think it should be a good match today. Close anyway, so we shall just see how it goes. So hopefully the foundation matches me well. So I don't know if I should just like squirt this on my face or what I should do. Oh yeah, it comes out easily. Comes out easily, so who knows how much I just squirted on my face, but there's a couple of drops there. I'm just going to blend it out with my foundation brush. Oh, it sheared out a fair bit. So I might try just squirting some more on my brush. So far it's like sitting nicely on the skin. I'm just not sure if I'm using like a lot of product or not. I feel like it dries down really quickly, like, but it's looking really nice on my skin with a brush. I'm actually really liking that. I have no idea how much I'm actually squirting or dispensing on my face and brush though. Like, I'm not really sure like how to measure that. Like, usually when you have a pump, you can say like, oh, I use 2 pumps or I use 3 pumps for a full face. I have no idea. I just realized I forgot to tell you guys how much is in the actual bottle as well, like how many mils you get. It's 35 mils or 1.18 fluid ounces, which is the same as the Huda Beauty foundation, which is really interesting considering how much difference in size the bottles have. What about my other foundations? NARS has 30 mils, even less. Too Faced has 30 mils. MAC has 30 mils. So between 30 to 35 mils is about standard. So it has about the standard amount of product in the bottle. First impressions with this side of the brush on my face, it looks really nice. It's sitting on my skin quite nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and do the sponge side now. So when you squirt it out, it looks like you're squirting a lot, but it's not really. Like, that's not much foundation on my sponge at all when you think about it. So and it's like a thicker consistency as well. Oh, I really like how it goes on with the sponge. I have not applied a foundation with a beauty blender or like a makeup sponge in so freaking long. You guys have no idea. Like, I used to be a big sponge foundation applicator, but then I got into kabuki brushes and I just like loved how full coverage kabuki brushes make most foundations. So I typically use kabuki brushes, but it is going on really nice with the actual sponge as well. I don't know if it's necessarily even sheerer, to be honest, because like I don't really know how much more product I use versus didn't use. I think it looks nice either way. So it doesn't have a scent either. Thank gosh, I hate it when foundations have like a strong scent. Based on first impressions, if I had to say which application I liked more, I think I kind of actually like the sponge more, believe it or not, just because it dries down so fast, but when you're using it with a damp sponge, it doesn't dry down as quickly, and I feel like I can spread it and blend it around my face more. Like, I have more blending time versus if I use a brush, because like with the brush it dried down nearly like as soon as you took like one dab pretty much. Yeah, the sponge side definitely looks like a little bit more flawless too. Okay, so let me get up close and personal and I'll turn down the light so you guys can see like the texture of it on my skin. So this side is the foundation brush side, the kabuki side, and that's what it looks like. I feel like it doesn't look cakey at all, like regardless of whether it's a brush or sponge, it actually applied on my skin so beautifully. I just need to blend around my jaw a little bit, I think. And my right side is the sponge side, and I feel like it just looks ever so slightly more luminous because I use a damp sponge, and also a little bit more blended and flawless. So there you have it. I'll turn the lights up a little bit. I like to turn the lights down a bit because when the like ring light's really bright, it sort of like makes your face look really airbrushed. So I want you guys to see what it actually looks like. So I'm going to quickly conceal, and I'm going to use my Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer in the shade Coconut Flakes. I am putting the concealer where I would usually. I always highlight my face, so I put concealer under my eyes for coverage, but the rest of my face, it is just for highlighting. But I like to show you guys just so you can see how much concealer I use. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly set my face. So for my under eyes, I'm just using what I would always use, which is my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Light. I don't have the Cover FX powder in a lighter shade to be able to set my under eyes with, so that's why. And I'm using an F35 tapered highlighting brush. It's so windy and cloudy today here too that the sun keeps coming out and going away, so the lighting is going to change heaps in today's video. I'm really sorry about that. Even though I have heaps of artificial lighting, I still have a big window there, so it's still like impacts it a little bit. So that's all the places I concealed set with that lighter powder. Now for the rest of my face, I am going to use my G40 Plus Press Mineral Foundation Powder. So this is a mineral foundation, so therefore it's going to add even more coverage to my foundation. I personally prefer to use press foundation powders to set my actual liquid foundations over translucent powders. I just think it makes you look super airbrushed. I feel like it always looks better than translucent loose powders. Don't know why, that's just my personal preference. So that's what it looks like there, and I'm using my F30 large powder brush to just dust it all over the rest of my face. So that is what it looks like after I've set it with the powder. I feel very full coverage. I can see where it's sort of stuck in some of my peach fuzz a little bit because I haven't shaved my face in a hot minute. Ever so slightly cakey around my nostril, but I feel like every single foundation I ever use in my entire life is, because the older I get, the more deep set this area seems to become, I feel like. And as this warms up to my skin as well, you guys will see it'll settle down and it won't look quite as powdery. So I find usually after about an hour of having my foundation on is sort of when it looks its best. So this is what it's currently looking like. I don't know if you guys can see on camera where I was talking about how it's stuck in my peach fuzz on the left side of my face a little bit, which is the brush side, but on my right side, not that I can see in a mirror, but it doesn't look like it's clung onto anything on my right side. Could just be because of the damp sponge, could be because this side of my face is hairier. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and jump off camera and do like the rest of my makeup. It is currently 10:39. Started putting my makeup on probably like just after 10, I guess. And yeah, so I'm going to jump off camera, finish the rest of my makeup, and I'll come back and check in with you guys once I have all the other products on and let you know how that went. Hey guys, so I literally just finished doing like all my other makeup and my eye makeup and stuff. I haven't even zhuzhed my hair yet, but I wanted to do a quick little check-in because it is 1:45 and I'm loving this foundation. It is so pretty. Like I feel like just my makeup today just looks totally flawless. Like I cannot fault my makeup one bit today. This foundation is just feeling so good on my skin. It is really comfortable. I don't feel like I can feel it. Like for a full coverage mattifying foundation, I can't feel it on my face. It is really, really comfortable. And I can already tell you guys, I'm gonna reach for this a lot. I feel it. I'm feeling it big time. It just looks so good. Just want to look at my actual skin. Yeah, the longer I wear it, the more it's like melted into my skin. It doesn't actually look super matte. Like I feel like my skin looks really healthy, even though it's a mattifying foundation. Sometimes matte foundations can make your skin look like a little bit crepey and a little bit crusty, I guess would be the best way I can describe it. But my skin does not look like that at all. It looks like flawless. And obviously like my highlight is super dewy, but like even the rest of my face, like my skin just looks really healthy. And yeah, I'm vibing it big time. So I'm excited to see how well it wears throughout the rest of the night. I'm going to go to my family's house for a barbecue for dinner. So I'm definitely gonna leave it on for like a good probably like 8 hours, I would think. Should probably do a little flash-a-rooney test. I always forget to do flash tests. I mean, look, it's not the best photo of me, but I don't think it actually has any flashback. It kind of looks like my face is a little bit white, but that could be because of my highlighting powders and also just a flash in general. It doesn't make my face look like it has like a crazy white cast or anything, but I'm not going to show you that photo because that was a really bad photo. I hate taking photos with my phone camera. Ooh. Anyway, okay, I'll check back in with you guys in a couple more hours. Hey guys, I just wanted to check in before I go out to dinner. It's only 4:30 in the afternoon, but I'm just about to get changed and leave, so I thought I would check in and show you guys my foundation now. I just imported all the footage into my computer, and when I was looking at it, my face definitely didn't match my neck, which I'm really surprised about because in person it looked like a pretty good match, but on camera it definitely looks like my face is much more yellow compared to my neck. Like my neck seems to be, I don't even know, not pink, just maybe it's deeper, so therefore it's heaps noticeable. I just like wiped off whatever I had on my neck and put a little bit more of the foundation down my neck to try and like balance out the undertone at least. I don't know if that has helped. I guess we'll see when I edit this portion of the video back. But yeah, so that's what the colour difference looks like. I didn't think it looked that bad. Like my hands are definitely a lot more orange than the rest of me because I overdeveloped them with fake tan. Or maybe I am like really orange today. I don't know what's going on. I feel like this colour on my face should be a perfect match. So I don't know what's happening right now, but despite the shade maybe not being the most perfect match, the actual foundation itself, holy shit, looks so good. So I've got no creasing or anything like that yet. It hasn't broken up anywhere. It literally looks flawless. So I just turned down my light just so you guys can see it a little bit more realistically, so you can see my texture and stuff, and like it looks great. Like it looks so good. Not a single thing is patched off. Nothing has settled into fine lines. Maybe a tiny bit shiny around my nostrils. I've been inside all day, but I have been filming all day, and it gets really hot in this room with all the artificial lighting, so I think it's holding up pretty good. And so far I'm really impressed with this foundation. Like I think my skin looks amazing, and I was just editing back the footage for the tutorial I filmed on this look, and like my whole entire face of makeup just looks so perfect. Like I really can't fault it. So I'm excited to see how it wears after about like 8 to 10 hours. So I will check in with you guys when I get back from dinner. I'm forewarning you, I might have lashes off by then and my eyes might be really red by that point because I'm already quite tired now. So in a couple more hours I'm going to be really tired. So I'll check back in with you guys soon. Hey guys, so it is just after 8 o'clock. So I've had this foundation on now for nearly 10 hours. You'll have to excuse me, I can't look up at the ring light just because my eyes are so sore and it's so bright, and I'm like, oh, having a hard time. But I am so incredibly impressed by this foundation. Honestly, my skin feels $1 million still, looks $1 million, other than my forehead where it's ever so slightly shiny. My foundation is all relatively intact. It's come off a tiny little bit where I blew my nose and where I wore my sunglasses, but that's easily patted out. But other than that, like my foundation looks so great still. I'm really, 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 really impressed. I'm definitely going to be wearing this a lot. I feel like this could be a really great staple, especially now in Australia we're coming into the warmer months, and if you're someone who's like combination and oily or combination to oily skin like all year round, then you're going to love this too, I think. It just looks so good on my skin. Like I'm really impressed with it. I literally have no critiques other than the fact that the shade might be slightly wrong for me, but I don't know if that is just the lighting and how I did my makeup today or what. Like, I feel like in person it doesn't look like it doesn't match, and my mum didn't say it didn't match, but like on camera my neck looks so much darker than my face. I don't know, maybe it's just where I highlighted, I'm not too sure. But overall, the formulation and the finish and how long this wore and everything, I think is amazing. I'm like only the tiniest bit oily on my forehead, not really oily anywhere else. And I'm just really, really, really impressed with it. Like I would have to give it a 10 out of 10. Like there's nothing bad to say about it at all. I'll keep you guys updated if I have any more info to add regarding it. All I know is that I'm liking it, I'm feeling it, it feels good, it looks good. Definitely going to keep wearing it, and glad I now have it in my collection. So if you guys are looking for a matte finish foundation that's medium to full coverage and long wearing, that's not cakey, that doesn't have a scent, that's not heavy on the skin, then this is the one for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you found it helpful, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section if you've tried this foundation, if you want to try this foundation. I would really like to try their concealers actually next. I've seen a lot of people saying that they've just launched, so that would be fun to try as well. If you're a new face, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll be talking to you guys in the comment section and in my next video. So thank you so very much for watching, guys. Bye.